Country 96.1 Fathead Candy Roth. There's some strange doings happening. We'll hold on to that for a second. A lot of rain. Rain all day.
Rain, rain, rain.
Yeah, clear out tomorrow. Today's kind of that washout of a day. Cloudy skies, rain all day. Candy off the air, just cackling away. What's
Cackling
happening?
away.
Yeah.
Well, we had a big discussion yesterday
Mm.
about the fact that you couldn't remember, which is funny in and of itself,
Mm.
if you did chores when you were growing up. And I said, if you can't remember, you didn't do them because you would remember them. And you were telling me that one of Leah's tasks is to clean the bathrooms, which I thought, wow, that's a tough one.
Mm.
And we got into the whole thing. So I'm sure I heard from you heard, not me, although I believe it's part for me, from your parents. And yeah, we have to follow through with what's going on.
Man, you believe in ripping the Band-Aid right off. I mean, no pleasantries whatsoever. Hey, how was your evening? Brian, good? Everyone good? How's things
Everyone's
over there?
good. Now get to it.
You're very funny. So, all right, yes, yesterday we had a big discussion about chores growing
We
up,
did.
and
I simply said, who does the dusting in your house?
right,
And that started the whole thing.
yeah, turned into a whole thing for sure. Um, so I got a bunch of feedback from my mother and father,
I'm
but
sure you did.
this is verbatim from my mother. And
Oh boy.
remember, okay,
Yes.
for anyone who might roll their eyes at this, all right, uh, they raised three incredible children, smart children. Right? We have navigated through life, and my mother wrote exactly this. Okay,
Okay.
you had no chores! Exclamation point. Sisters had no chores.
Oh,
All your job was to do well in school.
wow. You got an
And
easy time of it.
no, I wouldn't say easy
I
time
did
of it.
well in school.
We were we were kept in line. We weren't running rampant like my kids. There, it's wild over here, Candy. I try to keep everything in line. It's very hard to do. There was definitely more discipline in my parents' household back in the day. But yeah, we worked hard and created lives for ourselves, and here we are. And um, I know it sounds like I'm trying to explain why we had no chores, while other kids, as you mentioned, had chores and still did well in school. But this is the way my parents ran their household.
They can run their household however they want. Your mother is absolutely right. You have three very beautiful, functioning adults adding to society in every way, every day. So I can't argue with it. But that did not happen in my house and in when I had kids. Yeah, they did. Not like I had to, because I was a little more lenient. But yes, I think chores are important in a household. But we agree to disagree. It's okay.
Well, this is not a debate. I agree that kids need to be held responsible to do certain things and, act a
So,
certain way.
what's the lesson we learned here today? Your mother not only did your laundry, folded it, but put it in your drawers.
She didn't mention that
Yeah.
in the thing, but we did have a situation where, like, we'd come home from vacation. Let's just say we'd come home from Florida, and by that night, by the time we went to bed, the laundry was clean, folded, and put away. Candy.
This is why she didn't have you do anything, because she just did it so efficiently that she didn't want to mess around with having to show anybody. She just wanted to get it done.
Right, that's kind of like me in the office. I could get helpers and show people, hey, I need help with this, that. Sometimes it's easier to just dig your claws in and do it
It
yourself.
is. It is. And that's a debate for another day, for sure. But I think
Mm.
she not only folded them, and I think she put them in your drawers.
Mm.
I did that sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you did that for your
Well, look what
sons.
a wonderful man you turned out to
Yeah,
be.
listen, you're the one who brought this up. I have
Hey,
no
I
issue.
merely asked who dusted in your house, and it turned
Mm.
into this whole thing.
And then my father must have been commenting on the fact that we did, I don't know if it was yesterday, but we did mention one day that he was out from like 4 or 5 in the morning till about 7 at night or whatever. He was commuting into the city and all that. We had a discussion about that one day. Um, he said he worked a bunch of jobs at school jobs. He was in the National Guard, Candy, and when he was a kid, he had school, work, National Guard, and he got 12 Wall Street licenses when he was getting his CPA.
Whoa. You see
Yeah.
that? Well, the
Yes.
debate continues.
Oh, and my mother was on the school board as we
Of course she
explain our
was.
resumes to you. Yes.
Of course she was, saying, I don't think kids should do chores. They have one job, and that's to do well in school. And the other
Ah.
parents looked at her and said, Lady, come over to my house and clean.
Hmm. You know what's interesting about this whole thing is that uh, back in the day, when they were young, I would tell my kids, you only have one job to do. I'm sorry, you have two things to do: be a good person and do good in school. I would tell this to my
Right, of
young children,
course. Of
right?
course.
This must have been put into my brain at a young age, and that's why I was,
Well, I used to tell them the first thing and the most important thing is that you're a good human being. Period.
hmm yeah. So now that we solved that, Candy, and we
Well, I don't think we quite solved it, but well, it's an interesting discussion. I think I think I'll butt out now about Leah cleaning the bathrooms, and we'll just leave that alone.
see, okay, your vision of her like scrubbing the toilet
I
is
see
not right.
Cinderella.
No, 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 no. She, when I say clean the bathrooms, she does not do the toilets,
Oh,
and she does not vacuum like the hair off the floor. She is responsible for the sink area, for the mirror, for
oh,
the put a new
I feel
towel,
much better now. All day
like
long, I'm seeing
no,
Leah's Cinderella.
no, no, no. It's not like that at all.
All right,
Uh,
that's good news. I feel
so are
better.
you satisfied with the answer with all
I
of
already
this?
knew the answer, and I think I told you that yesterday. But yes, I'm satisfied. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel bad, and to each his own. And
Hey,
that's
I
all I
got
have to
I got
say
to
on
tell
that.
you something. Hold on a second. There's no feelings hurt here. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. All right. Let me tell you, I had my own air conditioning unit in my room, Candy.
Yeah,
Summertime.
I did, and I made my father take it out. I couldn't stand it. I hated being
Really,
cold.
really.
He thought I lost my trait. Really, he thought there's something seriously wrong with me. But I
Okay.
loved the heat as a kid. I loved summer. I loved hot. I loved that my room had cross ventilation. I had a window on both sides of, two sides of the wall, and
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful breeze would come late in the afternoon, and I loved it. And he'd stick an air conditioning in my window, and I'd be like, "Please, Daddy, take it out." He said, "There's something seriously wrong with you."
Wow. I used to blast that thing in the summer,
Oh,
twenty four
I made
seven.
him take it out. In the winter, we sweat. This is how I grew up. In the summer, we froze.
Wow, that's crazy. I
Yeah, so I made him take it out. I didn't want it. I had a fan. I was good with the fan. Please take this out of my window. You're blocking my view and it's freezing.
Yeah, the sweating in the winter. No, you need
No,
heat, but
always
you don't need
heat
that much heat.
on, heat on, air
See,
conditioning on. Yes.
now, if you need a little bit of something to let you know how traumatic my childhood was at times,
Oh, we're not going to hear the story about how you
no,
got left. Okay,
no, 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 no. This is not the Macy's story. I was
good.
lost in Macy's. No,
Oh,
not that one.
they
Not
left
how
you.
I went to the Husky section in Barney's. No, this has nothing to do with that. The story goes like this: we grew up in Rockaway Beach. For those of you who are not familiar, every 3 minutes, a jumbo airliner flies over
Oh, you were in
Rockaway
a
Beach.
flight pattern.
More than a flight pattern. It's all day, every day. It
Oh.
sounded like a plane was going to crash into my bedroom.
Oh, I had no
I'm
idea.
loud. I mean, and
Oh,
especially
wow.
when the Concorde
Oh
used to
my
fly.
goodness. So did you ever think they're going to fly right into my room here at some
All
point?
the so when the Concorde, first of all, when the Concorde took off, it sounded like and mind you, we were a 20-minute drive or so from JFK, and it sounded like the Concorde was going to crash into my bedroom. That
Wow.
and airplanes fly over every 5 to 10 minutes over my bed. I mean, and then one day it happened. Airplane fell from the sky and fell into Rockaway,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
like
That's
six
very sad.
blocks from our house.
Wow, I
Yeah,
didn't realize it was that close to your house. Wow.
yeah. But
Is that why you're rationalizing the need for an air conditioning in your bedroom?
that's why I did no chores.
Yeah,
That was
right. No
too
chores, and
too
because the
traumatic.
noise was too traumatic, and you
That's
had to
right.
have noise in your bedroom with an air conditioner to drown out the planes. Got it.
Correct. All right, we're gonna move on. 7:30 special song. Next, Bald and the Beautiful Entertainment up at about 8:12. At 7:47, got a couple of things for you. A sleep study that was done. We got to get
Oh,
into. All
always
right.
interested in those.
And I'm going to tell you about an offer that was made to Caitlin Clark, the incredible female basketball player of
Oh,
Iowa. Um,
okay.
Very interesting. We got to get into it. Some love it, some don't like it so much, and we're gonna delve at 7:47. Want to see what you think. Rain all day. Today's a washout. Tomorrow clears. The weekend looks great. Easter weekend, like 58 to 60 degrees.
Oh,
Yeah.
so nice. Oh.
Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.